Who exactly in Caracas is Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago Kamla Persad Besese going to speak with? Who exactly in Caracas do you intend to speak with? Nicolas Maduro? Delcy Rodriguez? Who exactly in Caracas do you intend to speak with? Somebody tell me, please. You see, they often say that the world is a cycle and whatever you do comes around in full circle. Do you think that when Dr. Keith Rowley was the Prime Minister of Trinidad, that he didn't understand that the Americans hated Maduro and they wanted him out of office? You don't think he knew that? Hmm? Explain it to me. Rowley knew that the Americans wanted Maduro out of office. What Rowley also knew was that when you're a leader, you lead from the front. Nobody must be behind pushing you. Rowley also knew geopolitics. He knew that you must be a friend of all and a satellite of none. He also knew that being a leader means that you have to choose what is in the best interest for Trinidad and Tobago with the least repercussions. That is what Rowley knew as a leader of Trinidad and Tobago. You don't think that President Ali of Guyana knows that the Americans want Maduro out of Caracas and out of office? He knows that. But one of the things that he does not do is try to foment tensions with Venezuela. He was in St. Vincent for a meeting, shaking Maduro's hand, exchanging gifts. That is what he was doing. Peace, dialogue, that's what he was calling for. I find it very strange that the second time Prime Minister Kamla Persad said does not understand all of these simple things. Who is she going to talk to in Caracas? She has taken the side of America, war of aggression against Caracas. Her administration has fomented tensions against Venezuela. She doesn't mind America blowing people the hell out the water in the South Caribbean Sea, which is illegal according to their own constitution. This is a sad day for Trinidad and Tobago, you know. That dragon gas deal is going to take a very, very long time to go forward. Already Maduro is saying he is not going to budge. And, and Kamala also says, or she's denying claims that her government is seeking what she says, regime change in Venezuela. But she stopped short of saying whether she recognizes Nicolas Maduro as the country's president. So she now has to play a game with the United States of America. She's on pins and needles now with the United States of America. But of course, she's backing regime change in Caracas because she has taken the side of the United States of America's war of aggression against Caracas. So she doesn't have to say it again. She's already done that. And anybody who's asking really should not be asking. She said there's been no discussion about regime change with the US. Our concern has always been, and theirs, which we share, is really dealing with the criminals, the narco traffickers, the human traffickers, the gun runners. And that is my concern, and that is what we want, she said. But what does America want? America wants Maduro gone. Simple and straight, and wants their oil. And Kamala intends that when the US removes Maduro, and all will be well with the dragon gas deal. Think again. You better really think again. She was asked directly if our government recognizes Maduro. Mrs. Saar said, I don't think that question arises with the greatest of respect. Of course it arises. Do you respect Maduro's regime? Do you recognize it? No, you don't recognize it. Say it straight, because you've already shown the world that you do not recognize the government in Caracas. As opposition leader in 2019, you openly backed Juan Guaido, who declared himself an interim president. Never got to be president, but he said he was the president, and you backed that. So let's be clear. When you are a leader, one of the first things you must know is that you must be a friend of all and a satellite of none. One thing the empire is very good at, and when I say the empire, I'm talking about the United States of America. One thing that the empire is very good at is plunder, conquer, and divide. And what they have done to Trinidad and Tobago is to cause division between them and Venezuela. Such state of affairs, my friends. Such state of affairs. We'll talk again. You all have a good day. Have a good day now.